Historical Reconstruction of Arian X. Episode 1. The Truth of History. Hello everyone. I would like to greet all of you around the world who will be watching this YouTube video. I am Arian X, who has researched Eastern and Western history for a long time, can understand English, Spanish, Mandarin, and Korean, and have taken the lead in revealing the truth of global history by operating the Arian X's History Restoration video channel. History and Truth. History is the facts or truths that actually existed in the past. First, I will present you with a grand proposition. What would you think if the history of your nation or the world, which we have learned to take for granted and are currently learning with vague acceptance, was fabricated as something fake or false to hide the unjust acts and purposes of certain nefarious forces in the past? Can you confidently wager everything you have and assert that the history you have learned is indeed the truth? For example, did you know that the names of countries and places worldwide are all from the language of a single country on Earth? Why would the names of all countries and places in the world come from the language of one nation? And who might that nation be? Furthermore, are you aware that the names of ancient historical sites such as the pyramids, Angkor Wat in Cambodia, the Colosseum in Italy, and the Alhambra Palace in Spain all originate from the language of a single nation? Who could that nation be? Do you know that the names of the empires that were the origin of European history, Greece and Rome, also come from the language, the words of a single nation? Who could that nation possibly be? Do you know the actual location of the setting for the wildly popular K-pop Demon Hunters and who the protagonists were? Because it is called K-pop, you might naturally assume the setting is in Korea, but the actual location is not in Korea, but in present-day Central Asia. Beyond these, I can cite countless other questions and examples. I plan to slowly reveal the true identity of the protagonists in that history and prove that they were connected to the world's history and races through blood or organic ties, like a tangled skein of thread. The center of human civilization and politics. The current world is structured under a system where each country is organically controlled and connected through an international organization called the UN. Before the UN was created, could there have been a focal point, a core nation that served to unite the world as one? We are now talking about the center of human civilization and politics in the history before the establishment of the UN and its main actors. Although their existence as the center of history may have been forgotten in today's fabricated history, I am determined to reveal to you who they were. And I will reveal the actual place where the center of humanity existed and who the people were who lived there. The Scythian Aryans. There is a group that appears very frequently throughout world history. Their name is the Scythian Aryans. Who were they? Were they a people with whom not a single drop of your blood is mixed? Or could they be your ancestors? Were they a people who appeared in history only to suddenly vanish? Or do their descendants still exist today? I will reveal their identity as well. All of you watching this video are descendants of the Scythian Aryans. The identity of the Xiongnu, Huns, Slavs, Germans, Magyars, Dorians, Celts, Greeks, and Romans, etc. I will reveal who the Xiongnu and Huns were in Central Asia and which modern nations they founded after moving to Europe. I will also uncover all the secrets of the Slavs, Germans, Magyars, Dorians, Celts, Greeks, and Romans who appear in European history. Future narrative. I will briefly outline the topics that will be discussed starting from the second episode, which will be aired on January 12th. You will experience a strong shock that you have never felt in the narrow, fabricated history you have known until now, and your eyes will be reopened to the true history. Where was the origin and center of politics, culture, civilization, and humanity? Who was the ethnic group at the center of the earth? Why do the names of countries and places worldwide come from the language of one existing nation? And who is that nation? The Scythian Aryans who appear in history. Which modern-day nation were they citizens of? What was the blood relationship between those Scythian Aryans and the protagonists of European history, the Greeks and Romans? What was the mother tongue of the world that became the origin of various languages, such as English and Spanish? And which country's language was it? What was the actual history of the region that was at the center of politics, culture, civilization, and humanity? Based on these grand propositions, I will quench all your thirst for true history one by one. I sincerely hope you will contact many people and join in this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The primary language will be English, and subtitles can be translated into the language of each country, so please make use of them. If there are any issues, please contact me via comments or Google Mail. The Google Mail address is arianrealhistory@gmail.com.
Starting 1 week after this first video is uploaded, new episodes will be released every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 p.m. KST. I also promise to switch to a daily upload schedule if you request it. This is K-History, the truth that has been hidden within a fabricated history. I am now revealing it to all of you around the world. Please remember that subscribing and liking are expressions of your conscience and passion for the truth. Now I will open the door to the secrets of K-History.